covering all your local high school football games with highlights and scores. Now, Football Friday, brought to you by Alabama Credit Union.
And hello again, everybody, and welcome in to week number 5 of WVUA 23's Football Friday, presented by Alabama Credit Union. Visit alabamacu.com to learn more. Alabama Credit Union, loans for real life. Well, there were less games than usual tonight. By the way, I'm Gary Harris, because a number of teams that played week 0 games are taking their bye this week. So there just aren't as many games as normally. But we still have highlights. Are going to try to get you highlights from 11 high school football games this evening, plus our complete DCH Football Friday high school scoreboard. And a look at tomorrow night's game between #1 ranked Alabama and the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. And we begin with our Tuscaloosa Tourism and Sports Game of the Week.
Now, the Game of the Week, sponsored by Tuscaloosa Tourism and Sports.
And Aliceville making the 20-mile trip north to Reform to face Pickens County tonight. Oh, man, these two have been going at it for a long time. Aliceville with the ball to Jarian Williams. Tosses it out to Jeremiah Brewer, who actually launches himself to Landon Ball, who hauls in the catch and puts the Yellow Jackets on the board first. Aliceville again. This time Williams drops back and is picked by Corbett Somerville. And he's got a pick 6 for the Tornadoes, but they would miss the extra point. Tornadoes on the move. Javion Bell McCray slings it to Kamarian Plott, who makes a man miss and dances his way into the end zone to give Pickens the lead. The Tornadoes, after missing that extra point, decide to go for 2, and Bell McCray takes it in himself. He just kind of zigs and zags into the end zone. The Yellow Jackets now on the move. What a game. Williams drops over onto the top and finds Jermaine Brewer. He's hyped after getting the touchdown. We're tied at 14. The Tornadoes march right back down the field. Bell McCray powers over again on the quarterback keeper, and the Tornadoes are back in front. But here comes Aliceville. The Yellow Jackets, 26 unanswered, including that play right there, but it was the Tornadoes getting the touchdown. But as we check out the final, it was going to be, as we go to the final score, Aliceville over Pickens County, 39-22. Big win for the Yellow Jackets as they get bragging rights over their visitors from Reform. Class 4A Gordo visiting Class 6A Northridge. This was a great game last year at Gordo. Northridge won a close one. It was senior night at Northridge, and that is Kenton Jarito, committed to the University of South Alabama. Green Wave starts strong. Tanner Bailey, 2-yard touchdown run, but Northridge answers back on a run by Torian Spears. After Gordo scored, the Jags' Patrick Hall takes it up the middle for another touchdown. This one going back and forth. Bailey here with a beautiful pass and a great grab by Ben Capps right in front of our camera. Gordo goes up 21-16. 3rd and 1 now. The Jags looking just to get a first down, you think? No, they get much more than that. Whit Winfield has reservations for 6. 71-yard touchdown on the quarterback sneak. Gordo trying to regain the lead on 4th down, but the pass is stopped short of the marker. Look at the big stick, and Northridge stays unbeaten. What a ball game tonight as the Jags take it over the Green Wave, 24-21. So Northridge defeats Gordo for the 2nd straight year. And I know that's 6A over 4A, but you better believe that's a big win for the Jags. When you beat Gordo, I don't care what classification you are, it's a big win. And the Jags, most importantly, remain undefeated on the season. What a win tonight for Northridge. All right, the Central Falcons at Paul Bryant to play the Stampede in a Tuscaloosa City Schools showdown. It's senior night for the Stampede, and they were rolling from the jump. Cameron Ellis hits Jordan Louie, and he comes up just short. They rule him out on the 1-yard line, but Louie punches it in to give the Bryant High Stampede a 17-0 lead. On the next drive, Central in the 2nd quarter now, next possession, trying to make a move, but Luther Watkins, it takes a thief. He gets the pick and turns it into 6, and the Stampede did not let up. Ellis now to Tobias Burrell, and Paul Bryant wins this Tuscaloosa City School showdown tonight over the Central Falcons. All Stampede over in Cottondale. 31-7 was the final score tonight. All right, Sipsey Valley traveling to Brookwood. Brookwood hosting homecoming, and they wanted to get a win badly over the Bears. Bears, though, Ryan Barger trying to spoil the fun in Brookwood as he finds Dalton Bailey for the Sipsey Valley touchdown. But Brookwood would come back. Jacob Smithson, the quarterback on the keeper, gets it into the end zone. He had a heck of a ball game tonight for the Panthers, still in the first. Barger finds C.J. Cummings, and here go the Bears. As I said, they were looking to make it an unhappy homecoming for Brookwood, but Brookwood would come back behind their quarterback Smithson, the keeper, into the end zone. And as we check out the final tonight, it was the Panthers. Wow, 76-35, 111 points in this one. Crazy football game, but a happy homecoming for Brookwood this evening. Well, 4 games in the books, but we've still got plenty more to go here on WVUA 23's Football Friday, presented by Alabama Credit Union, including the Thompson Warriors, looking to continue their dominating season with a trip to Mountain Brook. Plus, Walden Tucker and the Fayette County Tigers welcome the South Lamar Stallions to town this evening. We'll have the highlights when we return. Football Friday right here on WVUA 23.
We are Lincoln County High School cheerleaders, and you're watching Football Friday on WVUA 23.
The Bibb County cheerleaders welcome us back into Football Friday on WVUA 23. I'm Gary Harris. We love our cheerleaders, and we appreciate Pool and Patio Center for bringing us the cheerleaders each week. Well, we were in Fayette tonight, where legendary head coach Walden Tucker and the Fayette County Tigers welcome the South Lamar Stallions to town this evening. More than 700 wins for Fayette County. Only one of 2 programs in the state to have that many. Let's pick up the action late in the first quarter. Tigers up 7-0, but South Lamar is facing a 4th and goal to tie the game, and quarterback Garrett Weathers is going to roll right, trying to find a receiver, but Tiger safety Dylan Schlor picks it off, preserving the lead for Fayette County. We would get more from Schlor. Later in the second quarter, Fayette County facing a 3rd and 16 after a couple of penalties when quarterback Blake Johnson finds Schlor on offense, streaking down the left sideline for a big first down. Just a couple of plays later, it's Schlor again, taking the handoff, and he did it all. He's catching it, he's running it, he's getting interceptions. He breaks the plane for the touchdown. Fayette County up 14-0, and following the touchdown, the Tigers decide to get a little tricky here. The onside kick, and South Lamar wide receiver, though, Corey Davis falls on it for the Stallions with under 2 to play, and South Lamar takes advantage of the good field position in just 3 plays. Stallions quarterback Weathers finds wide receiver Marion Hodge, who catches it on the fingertips for the touchdown, bringing them to within 7 at the half. He's got some athletic ability, as you see right there. Fayette County, though, hangs on to get the win, as they are, I think it's 702 victories now, maybe 703. Unbelievable number, and Walden Tucker has many of those himself. Fayette County, the winner tonight, 21-7 was the final score. All right, DEMOPOLIS traveled north to Walker County tonight to play the JASPER Vikings. We had hoped to get the video for you from that game this evening, but you know how it happens sometimes. There are logistical issues or technical issues. Sometimes you just can't get games all of the time that you plan on covering. So we're sorry we don't have the highlights, but we do have the final, and it was a heck of a football game tonight up in Jasper as the Vikings take it over the Tigers 33-28. Jasper with a nice win over DEMOPOLIS tonight at home. Well, 7A powerhouse, 2-time defending state champion Thompson at 6A Mountain Brook tonight. And Mountain Brook hung in for a while. That's news because not many people hang in against Thompson. But here you go, you're hanging in, and then Traquan Fagans with the pick 6 for the Warriors for the first score of the game. It's 7-0. It stayed that way for a while. Mountain Brook's defense comes to play. Watch the big man, Thompson Richardson, with the quick reaction and the interception. Mountain Brook saying, you know what, we're going to give it to you, Thompson. We're not backing down. But the Spartans couldn't score, and then Thompson does. Brandon Franklin finishes off the short run by putting the head down and getting it across the end zone, 14-0 in the second quarter. Still in the second, Spartans quarterback John Colvin, just no time to breathe. Peter Woods, he's a junior. He's going to be one of the top high school seniors in the country next year. You see right there with the sack. Second quarter, 15 seconds before halftime. This is how Thompson can hurt you. Connor Harrell just keeps it and does it himself for the touchdown. And Thompson, you just can't make any mistakes against this team. They're just too good. They're too dominant. They've only given up 12 points all season long. As we check out the final tonight, you're going to see that it was 51-0. And again, they just don't give you any opportunity to get it into the fourth quarter. They have been an absolute juggernaut tonight. Mountain Brook played hard, but like most teams that play Thompson, they were just outmanned. ACA 8-man football tonight. Tuscaloosa Christian hosting Tabernacle Christian. This might have been the game of the night right here. Early on, some defense to start the second half as Bryant Howard for the Torches of Tabernacle gets the pick. And then on offense for Tabernacle, Trey Andrews runs straight up, man, but it's effective. Gets the first down there. And from there, Andrews bulldozes his way into the end zone again. Tall, lanky young man that runs straight up, but certainly effective. Tuscaloosa Christian responds. Jacob Osborne hits Jack Arsenault. He steps out at the 1-yard line, but on the next play, Osborne keeps it himself for the touchdown. They would go for 2 and not make it. That would wind up being big. These two teams will put points on the board and go to double overtime. As we check out the final, heartbreaking loss tonight for the Warriors of Tuscaloosa Christian as they fall 44-42. Well, still to come tonight on Football Friday, our Jolly Hearth and Patio High School Band of the Week. But first, the undefeated McAdory Yellow Jackets made the short drive over to Helena tonight to play the undefeated Huskies. Something had to give. Highlights, we return on Football Friday here on WVUA 23.
Hi, we're the Northridge Jaguars, and you're watching Football Fridays on WVUA 23.
And welcome back to Football Friday, presented by Alabama Credit Union. I'm Gary Harris. The McAdory Yellow Jackets are off to a 5-0 start this season. Tonight, McAdory made a very short trip to Helena to take on the likewise undefeated Huskies, and the game lived up to its billing. Helena, as I mentioned, also unbeaten. The crowd into this game, and here goes McAdory with a fast start, already up 7-0. And check this run out from Cameron Shepard, who just keeps making people miss. 2 plays later, he drops back and goes over the top to Chris Merritt in the end zone. And the Yellow Jackets are up 14-0, but the Huskies didn't panic because they know they have Jordan Washington. And Jordan Washington is good at football. I mean, look at that kid. I mean, you tell he's a football player. He punches it in there, and then he goes the other way, punches it in, and suddenly we're tied up 14. It became the Jordan Washington show. 73 yards. See you later. Helena's got the lead. Then with time winding down in the half, how about another dose of Jordan Washington? 4 straight touchdowns made it 28-14. This young man was phenomenal tonight. And Helena wins the battle of the unbeatens in one heck of a football game, 41-35. Jordan Washington dazzled tonight in that game. All right, Coach Sam Shade and defending Class 6A Pinson Valley hosting Ramsay tonight. There is the Pinson Valley quarterback, Zachary Pyron, who's a Division I prospect, but he was out for tonight, but that defense came to play. Zakeith Springfield with a nice tackle to hold the Rams down. And then on offense, Taurus Chambers bullying his way for a first down. That would lead to a field goal, and when the Indians got it back up 10-0, freshman quarterback Kewan Posey filling in for Pyron goes to Amari Thomas, who races in for a 60-yard touchdown and a 17-0 lead. The Rams trying to come back. Steve Brown in the corner of the end zone, but Amaris Butler denies the receiver, and then that Pinson Valley defense, man, they just kept making plays. And even without Pyron, the Indians win it tonight as we check out the final. 17-0, Pinson Valley over the Ramsay Rams. Hueytown at home tonight against Athens. Athens traveling south to take on the Golden Gophers. We're going to pick it up with Hueytown striking first. Jaquil Rouser pulling in the pass from Earl Woods, 27 yards, and he's in the end zone. Athens, the Eagles struggling to move the ball. Cameron Gatewood. Wow. Evan Brown says, not so fast, my friend, as he stops Gatewood short of the first down. Hueytown gets it back. Woods pulls it in for a first down, and then Woods to his favorite target, Rouser. Golden Gophers starting to run away with this one, and then some more defense. Great stop right there in the open field. And Hueytown tonight at home gets the big win over Athens, 54-20. Remember, Athens is where Phillip Rivers played high school football. Still to come, our Jolly Hearth and Patio Band of the Week, as well as a look ahead to Alabama versus Southern Mississippi. But first, are you still wondering how your favorite team did this evening? You won't have to wonder much longer, because when we come back, it will be time for the complete DCH Football Friday scoreboard. Keep it tuned in to Football Friday here on WVUA 23. The Northridge High School Marching Band. They're our Jolly Hearth and Patio Band of the Week. Jolly Hearth and Patio reminds you that it's time to unwind. Welcome back to Football Friday on WVUA 23. I'm Gary Harris. It's time now to check in on some other scores from across West Alabama. Let's turn our attention to the DCH scoreboard and run these down for you. Lamar County tonight at home with a nice win over Berry, 24-0. Bibb County went south to Andalusia and lost in shutout fashion, 25-zip the final score in that game. It was Hale County winning on the road at Sulligent, 41-13. And Tuscaloosa Academy went to Atmore to play the top-ranked team in AISA, Escambia Academy, and played them tough. But Escambia Academy does get the win tonight over the Knights, 21-6, the final score. Hubbardville at home over HACKLEBURG, 51-24 in the Battle of the H's. It was Sidney Lanier down in Montgomery beating Bessemer City, 33-0 the final. Other scores tonight, Hoover on the road wins at Prattville. Class 7A second-ranked Hoover with the road win. At halftime, Greensboro was up big on Choctaw County. We did not get a final, but 41-0 the half. I think it's safe to say that Greensboro went on and won that game. Dora over Corner tonight, 42-14. Walter Welborn at home took care of Hamilton, 52-14 the final. It was Southern Academy falling at home to Bakeson Academy, 34-19, and Briarwood over Mortimer Jordan, 38-22. Pleasant Grove beat Clay Central 35-3, and Chelsea held off Pelham 31-28. Gardendale blanked Shades Valley 33-0. Cleveland blanked JB Pennington 55-0. And on Thursday night, it was Winfield over Bryant 51-0, and Gadsden City beat Oxford 17-9. Well, that's a wrap as far as our high school coverage is concerned, but there's much more to come on this edition of Football Friday. Up next, Alabama outside linebacker Will Anderson may only be a sophomore, but Crimson Tide head coach Nick Saban says he's already a team leader on and off the field. I'll have the story when Football Friday returns.
Hi, we are the Brookwood High School cheerleaders, and you're watching Football Friday.
Good night. And welcome back to Football Friday, presented by Alabama Credit Union. Well, as they like to say, the hay is in the barn. Preparations are done for the Alabama football team. They've wrapped them up. All that is left now is to play the game. Crimson Tide will be hosting Southern Mississippi tomorrow night at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Game is scheduled to kick off at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on the SEC Network. Of course, you can listen to the Crimson Tide Network radio broadcast with Eli Gold and John Parker Wilson. Alabama is a 45-point favorite against the Golden Eagles. And a reminder to join us tomorrow morning for Crimson Tide Kickoff, live at 11 a.m. from Bryant-Denny Stadium, as we'll have all your previews and feature stories and analysis tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Well, following a 7-tackle, 3.5-tackle for loss performance against the University of Florida, Alabama sophomore edge rusher Will Anderson was named the SEC's Defensive Player of the Week. Still, though, Anderson is a young player. He's a true sophomore. Last year was his first year of college football. And Nick Saban was asked this week if he believes that Anderson is still a work in progress, and he had a very interesting answer.
I don't see him being a work in progress at all. I see him being one of the guys on our team that, you know, plays to the standard that we want guys to play to, and he does it all the time, and he does it on a consistent basis, and he sets a great example for every other player who wants to be successful. Why don't they play like that? Why don't they do that? I mean, and I think, you know, he's got some leadership qualities that are going to grow and develop as we go through this season and in the future.
And we'll have full coverage of that game tomorrow night on the news at 10. All right, that's going to do it for the program. I want to thank Alabama Credit Union, DCH, Tuscaloosa Tourism and Sports, Pool and Patio, and Jolly Hearth and Patio for making this program possible. And thanks to all the great folks that work here at WVUA 23. A reminder, Crimson Tide kickoff tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. and then join Dylan Morgan tomorrow night on WVUA 23 News at 10 for a full sports recap. All right, that's going to do it for the program. We'll be back next week with another edition of Football Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you again in the morning at 11 a.m. on Crimson Tide Kickoff.